about to talk about crime surveys. If you took Crim 101, you probably kind of already know what these are, but we're going to go over them again. And as you know, there are 3 of them that we're going to be going over. These are the UCR, the NIBRS, and the NCVS. So some of you probably already know what those stand for, and if you don't, you're going to learn it. A little farther away than I thought it was. All right. The UCR is the first one we're going to go over. So, the UCR stands for the Uniform Crime Reports. There we go. All right. The UCR is a crime survey that collects data on crimes that have been reported to the police. So, pretty simple. I'm guessing you can already kind of see the problems with that. I'll get it in a minute. All right, so, as we said, that was the UCR. And now we are going to go over the NIBRS. So, if you know what that means, I guess write it in the comments. Don't know what good that'll do because everything's on Blackboard. Anyway, the NIBRS is the National Incident-Based Reporting System. And it is another crime survey that is similar to the UCR, but it goes into much greater detail on the crimes that it reports. And we're about to look at the details of these. The world is falling apart. Okay. So, the UCR categorizes crime into 8 indexes. That is murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny and theft, which is in the same category, motor vehicle theft, and arson. The NIBRS, on the other hand, categorizes things into 22 indexes, those being homicide, forcible sex offenses, robbery, assault, burglary, larceny, motor vehicle theft, arson, bribery, non-forcible sex offenses, counterfeiting and forgery, vandalism, drug offenses, illegal pornography, prostitution, embezzlement, extortion, fraud, illegal gambling, abduction or kidnapping, property theft, and weapon violations. So, as you can see, it's quite a bit more detail there. If you don't have gloves, just do it with your elbow. Don't get the corona. Here we go. So, as per usual, let's go over some problems with these. While we're waiting on the elevator, who can go ahead and think of some problems while we're waiting? Oh, that's cute. Okay. So, what are some major problems here? How about not all crimes get reported? I'm sure you can think of quite a few crimes that never get reported. Probably a lot of people that fall for email scams that are ashamed of themselves and they don't want people to know that they fell for that. So what do we call things that haven't been reported? Anybody know? Those are referred to as the dark figure of crime. So, Grice Hall is very creepy at night. The dark figure of crime refers to the crimes that are never reported or never go discovered. So, you can think of like a million things that could possibly be. That'll probably be the discussion question. All right. Just think of all the missing people in the world. Like you've got 100 missing people. You don't know if they just ran away. They could have got murdered. Who knows? I've always wondered what this little room was. Probably not supposed to be here. Anyway, now that we've gone over the dark figure of crime, let's talk about the NCVS, our final crime survey. Who thinks they know what that is? That is the National Crime Victimization Survey. And the NCVS is a crime survey that takes into account the dark figure of crime. How does it do that? Be thinking about that. How does it take into account crimes that weren't even reported? Okay, I didn't put that there. That was already there. So, the NCVS is a self-reported survey which is sent out to households all over the U.S. twice a year. That's a heavy door. Neat. All right, so those are all ladybugs. I think this building has a problem. What was I talking about? Okay, so it's a survey that's sent out twice a year to households all over the country. Usually about 100,000 people get this. And it's kind of like the Nielsen thing, if you've ever gotten that, but a lot of it is done in person as in-person interviews. And they basically just ask you if you've been the victim of any crimes, whether you've reported it or not, and they ask for details about that. So that's pretty much the only way they can get information on crimes that were not reported to the police, is to get it directly from the victims themselves. And that's about what I just said. It'd be really interesting to know if any of you have ever, or if your families have ever actually been one of the families that were asked about this thing. Have any of you ever been respondents for the NCVS? I didn't really space these out evenly. Okay. Look where we are. Remember that? So, that was crime surveys. Don't forget to complete your readings and discussion boards. I sent out a very high value extra credit assignment that was really easy. All you had to do was send an email to me, and only 15 of you did it, which tells me that like a big percentage of you haven't even logged on to Blackboard yet. But maybe you will eventually. Anyway, bye. I almost forgot about this.